The Trinity University Tigers. Please note that the matches are being webcast live on the Tiger Network. That's live.trinity.edu. And throughout the evening, please visit the Chartwell's concession stand. Ladies and gentlemen, to honor America, we ask that you please rise, face the American flag for our national anthem. And now the University of Wisconsin-Oshkosh Titans. Number 1, a junior outside hitter, Robin Kirsch. Number 2, a sophomore defensive specialist, Bella Rio. Number 3, a freshman defensive specialist, Malia Winchell. Number 6, a sophomore middle blocker, Lauren Lang. Number 7, a junior setter, Callie Mao. Number 8, a sophomore defensive specialist, Angie Blinderman. Number 9, a sophomore outside hitter, Brooke Porter. Number 12, a sophomore outside player, Hannah Moe. Number 13, a freshman outside player, Emily Lamb. Number 16, a sophomore setter, Jacqueline Dukovitz. Number 21, a freshman middle blocker, Carly Stein. Number 23, a junior outside player, Maddie Pearson. Number 26, a freshman middle blocker, Emily Wizard. Number 29, a junior outside hitter, Jocelyn Wolf. The starting lineup for the Titans: number 5, a freshman outside hitter, Sandy Perlberg. Number 11, a senior middle blocker, Riley Kent. Number 17, a sophomore middle blocker, Riley Dahlquist. Number 20, a junior outside player, Olivia Brining. Number 22, a sophomore center, Izzy Kuhn. Number 24, a senior defensive specialist, Amelia Hust. Number 25, a junior libero, Abby Fragin. The assistant coaches are Brayden Melton, Caitlin Vera, and Jackson Ontos. Head coach of the Titans, John Ellman. University of Wisconsin-Oshkosh Titans.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Calgard Gymnasium, home of
Tigers, number 1, a sophomore setter, Josie Dayer. Number 2, a sophomore libero, Cassidy McLean. Number 3, a sophomore libero, Jenna Rodriguez. Number 8, a freshman outside hitter, Lauren McCarthy. Number 10, a senior middle blocker, Carly Brookheisen. Number 11, a sophomore outside hitter, Hallie Martin. Number 15, a freshman outside hitter, Connolly McWilliams. Number 17, a senior outside hitter, Mackenzie Logan. Number 18, a junior center, Trinity Herrera. Number 19, a junior right side player, Catherine Detweiler. Number 20, a sophomore libero, Kylie King. Number 24, a freshman center, Kendall DeRivo. The starting lineup for the Tigers: number 4, a senior middle blocker, Maddie Fate. Number 5, a fifth-year libero, Nadia Kern. Number 6, a fifth-year center, Marissa Amarino. Number 7, a sophomore outside hitter, Reagan Watley. Number 12, a freshman middle blocker, Courtney Pope. Number 14, a fifth-year middle blocker, Brett Thornton. Number 21, a sophomore outside hitter, Marissa Drain. The coaching staff: assistant coaches Maggie Linker and Brad Bullock. Head coach of the Tigers, Julie Rickett. Trinity Tigers, Wisconsin-Oshkosh Titans officials, you have the match.
Welcome to CalGuard Gym, as this is the last match of the Trinity National Invitational. The host institution, the number 2 team in the nation, Trinity University Tigers, take on the number 15 team in the nation, the University of Wisconsin-Oshkosh. I am Reed Rosales, joined by J.H. Schoenberger, and it's exciting for the last game, but it's also a bit sad that our National Invitational is coming to an end, isn't it?
Absolutely. We were super eager for this weekend. I mean, chatting even through July. I was texting individuals about this TUVB season, so super excited. Obviously, it's a little bittersweet when you get to the actual end of the tournament, but they will be returning early mid-September, so you'll catch us on that broadcast as well. This is the match of this tournament. Really excited to see this matchup. Both teams are 3-0 on the season when looking at their play throughout this tournament so far. Tigers looked extremely confident earlier today. And I mean, Oshkosh really has put the nail in the coffin with their last 3 games as well. Looking like we are seeing the same starting lineup from the Tigers. So it'll be interesting to see who really kicks off with the energy.
Absolutely, and this is a UW-Oshkosh team that is very much the same from last year. They barely lost anybody to graduation. They're very much the same team from a year ago. And Marissa Amarino will start things off for the Tigers. The 5th year getting us kicked off in this final game. She gets the go-ahead to serve. And a good one there. First attack. Cross-court shot is out. So, Tigers strike first. I see a good replay there. Amarino to do it again. Serve receive is done well. The tip by Sammy Perlberg doesn't get down. Reagan Watley, good dig there. Amarino back to Watley, off the block, but the Titans able to respond. Perlberg with another tip. Not working out. Nadia Kern sending it over to Pope. And that one hit far away, but I think they're calling someone in the net there on the Titan side. So a point for the Tigers.
Yeah, it's going to be a touch. We'll see with this replay. Fate doing a great job swinging high hands. It was a really tight ball, and so she utilized that block to get the point. You saw immediately after she hit the ground, she was looking at the down ref, eagerly asking them to call a touch, and he did. So that was a Tiger point. This is going to be Oshkosh's first point of this first set. Tigers still leading by 1, but a great start for the Tigers.
Yeah, Riley Kent, the middle blocker, crushing that one. Now back to serve, as you see on your screen. Received by Watley. She'll swing, but Kent there to get the dig, and Sammy Perlberg crushes that one. And the player to watch out for the Titans, I would say, is number 5, Sammy Perlberg. A freshman, has been absolutely electric for the Titans this entire tournament. Good receive by Nadia Kern. And Reagan Watley crushes that one.
Watley returning the favor for sure. You saw that last outside swing by Perlberg from Oshkosh. But Watley saying, not too fast. I'll send myself back there to serve with that great swing. Tigers currently leading by 1.
Amelia Husk with the receive there. Deving Nadia Kern. The ball goes off the stands. We are tied here 3-3. And I think this is a good indicator of what this game's going to be. A very good competitive game against some very, very good teams. Callie Mao back to serve now. Good receive by Kern. Down the middle. Make that a point for Maddie Fate. Crushes that one for the kill. That sends back Nadia Kern for serving duties. Mao giving it to Dahlquist. Tigers keep it alive. Pope slams it down, but Abby Fergine keeps it up just long enough for the Titans to mount another attack, and off the block as we see Jocelyn Wolf come in for the Titans, number 29. And here comes Perlberg. Good receive by Watley. Amarino handing it over to Marissa Drange. Transfer can't get that one down. Mao over to Dahlquist, trying to tip it. Drange, and wow, Oshkosh can't keep that one alive, but they almost did. Very close. Good awareness.
Absolutely great hustle by Fergina. You saw her kind of lay out, and unfortunately, Oshkosh got a third touch, unable to get that ball back over and keeping it in play. Our substitution here, Trinity Herrera and McWilliams entering the match for that 6-2 rotation. You didn't see Trinity Herrera all that much in the earlier match today. We saw DeRivel and Josie Dayer, so great to see her getting some action here. Tigers on the floor trying to keep that ball alive, but that will be a quick side out for Oshkosh.
Jocelyn Wolf, one of those outsides that has been so good for the Titans as well. And Dahlquist with the serve. Herrera giving it over to McWilliams. And a bunch of play at the net. McWilliams over again. And there'll be a point for the Tigers, as I believe Wolf will be called for the double there. And now Jenna Rodriguez being subbed in. It's her turn to serve. And a tough serve to receive. Wolf smashes that one down the seam. Rodriguez dove for it. As you see on the replay there, Wolf has some power behind that swing. Trying to go after it for one arm, just not enough. And Izzy Kuhn now back for the Titans. And the receive close to the net. And Thornton gets blocked by the Titans. Imposing blocks. One of the specialty for the Titans. Titans serve it. Herrera will set up Watley, who gets blocked by the Titans again. So make that two big blocks. Riley Kent and Olivia Breinig being an imposing force against the Tiger outside. Herrera over to Watley. And a great dig by Sammy Perlberg. The tip over. Trinity has to give a free ball up to the Titans. Big slam by Wolf. Doesn't get down. And Reagan Watley catches that back line. 7-8 Trinity. Great kill there.
Both teams looking really strong at this start. You're seeing a lot of great presses at the net there in regards to some defensive play with those blocks. Both teams swinging really aggressively. It'll be interesting to see if either offenses mixes in a few maybe tips or roll shots to mix things up. We got Watley here on the outside swing, and there you have it. Just as I mentioned, a roll shot success for Watley. And that'll send Brett Thorne back to serve.
Tigers tie it up 8-8. Waiting for the whistle. Wolf with the serve receive. And she tips it over. Herrera there to cover. Watley can't get that one down. And the slam attempt gets blocked. Riley can't get past the Tigers. And on the replay there, Maddie Fate. Just such an imposing force against any offensive capability for any team in the nation.
An incredible momentum pusher. You could see pretty much half of the fans on their feet after that last block. Maddie Fate, definitely not someone you want to mess with on those one-on-one situations. Great performance by her, and that's going to lead to another point with Brett Thorne back to serve.
Tigers lead by 2. And a great serve there, sending Perlberg to the ground. Tigers got to scramble. McWilliams takes a shot at it. No good. Kent with the tip.
It's going to be Maddie Fate getting called in the net. A notable for that last rally, Brett Thorne with a great set to right side McWilliams to keep that ball in play after the dig from Jenna Rodriguez. Nonetheless, a point for the Titans, but the Tigers are still up by 1.
And Amelia Hust back to serve for the Titans now. Long serve. Herrera back to McWilliams. Titans able to keep it alive. Blocked by Maddie Fate. Perlberg off of Kern, the over. And that one, no assistance needed there. Mark that down as a kill for Oshkosh. Crazy form there.
Maddie Fate doing a great job of keeping a strong presence at the net throughout that rally. Tough luck with that one overpass, resulting in a point for the Titans. But overall, her really executing in this match, I think, will lead to some success.
Point for the Tigers, as they're going to call a double on Oshkosh. Marissa Amarino back in for the Tigers, along with Courtney Pope. And UW-Oshkosh coming from, well, Oshkosh, Wisconsin, making, I'm not sure if they flew or drove down here. They probably flew. But wanting to play some tough competition, and they will get it with the Tigers. Amarino over to Watley, off the block. Perlberg there to cover. And that one absolutely blocked. Wow. Hagen Watley and Maddie Fate denying the Titans another point. As Olivia Breinig, no luck there. Good receive for the Titans. And Perlberg gets blocked. And Breinig sends that one far out of bounds. So Tigers getting further and further away from the Titans.
Yeah, you know, we'll mention it time and time again, but this Trinity block is truly exceptional. Last year, I believe, in both total blocks and blocks per set, they led the division, if I'm not mistaken. But they're just so strong and so consistent. And honestly, I think that does frustrate the opponent's offense more often than not. This will push Oshkosh to call the first time out here. Trinity Tigers currently leading by 4. And a great start for both teams, but the Tigers are really looking good.
Yeah, timeout called by head coach John Ellman in his 6th season with Wisconsin Oshkosh. Took them to the playoffs last year. They won in round 1, but fell to Calvin in 3 straight sets. Calvin, a team that the Tigers know very well, as being a very tough volleyball program. But on your screen, you see head coach Julie Jenkins, 39th season at the helm, over 1,000 wins. She has experience against very, very good teams like Oshkosh. And if you look at the stats, the hitting percentage for the Tigers better than the Titans. You see those errors. Right now, the big difference maker between these two performances.
Yeah, and you mentioned Julie Jenkins really truly putting her team in the best circumstances to be successful at the end of the season. She does put her roster up against strong competition early in the season rather than just focusing on, getting some wins to stack the record. This is a great matchup for this team. It was a great matchup earlier against UTD, and the Tigers did come out on top in regards to that game. Again, we're tuning back in. Tigers are currently up by 4 in this first set. Tigers have the serve, and that's going to be Marissa Amarino back to serve.
The Tigers truly got a good mix of good regional matches and good national matches. And they end their good national match here with Oshkosh at this invitational. Proberg with the receive. And Proberg will try and push it over, but the Tigers deny that. Another tip attempt. Amarino over to the other side. Pope a bit too strong. Point for Oshkosh, getting what they wanted out of the timeout.
Julie Jenkins signaling to Pope to get into a stronger split so that she can get more on top of that ball. It's going to be Jenna Rodriguez with that pass. Watley on the outside, easily dug. And Oshkosh is going to send that over on 2, resulting in the Tigers setting Pope once again. A free ball here for the Tigers. We'll see how they use it. They're sending it to Fate. She is blocked, but she's going to cover herself. Watley ends up having to tip one down the line.
Sammy Proberg denied there by the Tiger block. But Oshkosh gets that one down. I believe that was Olivia Breinig eventually besting the Tiger defense.
A great example of keeping balls in play and really forcing either side to score the point or force an error. It's going to be Watley on a 3. She'll score. And the Tigers will maintain their lead as they sub Drange in and send Watley back to serve.
Yeah, big kill by Watley there. Won the SCAC Freshman of the Year award last year. Something that can't be understated, although I feel like Courtney Pope has a good chance of winning that award this year with what we've seen so far.
Yeah, she's had a great opening weekend for sure as a freshman, really contributing in this 6-2 rotation. And you mentioned Watley having a great day. She started a little bit off, a little bit rough in that first initial match, but boy, has she bounced back. And I believe she had 4 aces in the last match, so really contributing here for her Tiger roster. Pope with a great cross-court swing is dug.
Proberg denied. Proberg again gets it across. Nadia Kern able to dig that one. Watley from the back. Now over to Dahlquist. And a joust won by the Titans as they are making a bit of a comeback here. Only down by 1, 15-14 in favor of the Trinity Tigers.
Tough luck for Fate on that last ball. She covered herself, and with that tight ball, unfortunately lost the joust, but she was right there in the action. A couple dump attempts here from Marissa Amarino. And a block from Drange and Fate to end that rally. Man, the presence at the net throughout this first set has been incredible. It's going to be Brett Thornton re-entering the match, and Nadia Kern's going to go back there serving for Fate. Good stuff.
Yeah, that Trinity front 3 is just ridiculously large. That one touches the net a little bit. Watley digs that attempt. Drange hits it far, barely missing that back line. A good idea, but it will end up an Oshkosh point as Sammy Proberg will be back to serve.
Yeah, throughout this whole tournament, we've seen Trinity really successful hitting essentially the back foot of the court. I'm not sure if they're doing that intentionally or if it's just something that's been working for them this weekend. So it'll be interesting to see if they continue to try and hit that shot throughout this season. Great dig by Watley. Amarino's going to set Pope. And with a touch on that block, that's going to be a point for the Tigers. You see the Tigers really excited about that dig from Watley, keeping that ball in play. It's going to lead to their double substitution with Herrera and McWilliams subbing back in.
And Herrera will be back to serve. Trinity Herrera, the junior out of local San Antonio, Texas.
Yeah, in this setter 2 position, we've seen pretty much every setter on the roster get playing time. I was able to speak with Julie Jenkins before their first match today, and she was just really excited for the depth that she has in that role specifically. You see Marissa Amarino pretty much more or less starting in that setter 1 position, but for this 6-2 rotation, having 3 great options to go to has been really awesome for this team.
That one can't hit the back of the line as the Tigers targeting that back line once again. 17-17 now. Riley Dahlquist, tough serve receive. That was Drange diving for it, but mark that down as an ace for Riley Dahlquist, the sophomore out of Sussex, Wisconsin. Timeout called by Coach Jenkins, and it makes sense. Oshkosh in the lead now.
Yeah, just a 1-point lead, but Julie Jenkins definitely not wanting Oshkosh to string together a few more points, especially this late in the game. We have seen points go back and forth, so now is the time that a team will want to capture the momentum and really finish this first set off. Both teams look pretty good. You saw Oshkosh have a few more errors than Trinity earlier on in the match, but things are evening up a little bit as you see. Oshkosh only has a few more. That being said, they do have more kills than Trinity thus far, so it'll be interesting to see how things shake up, considering assists is pretty even and digs is spot on with 19-19 each.
And this is a Trinity team that last year, not only did they make the tournament, they went all the way to the national championship before falling to Juniata. But that is, I believe, the 3rd year in a row that they've made that final 8 group. So they have been very consistently good. Coach Jenkins really knows how to recruit some very talented players. And as the Tigers break their huddle, the Titans are ready, and the Tigers are raring to get back in the lead. Riley Dahlquist will get us out of the timeout. And that one off the platform of Drange into the Trinity student section. Not what you want out of the timeout. Make that another ace for Dahlquist. 2 aces in a row, pocket aces.
Yeah, the Titans doing a good job of targeting Drange there with her serve receive, not looking the best at the start of this match. She's going to get subbed out for freshman McCarthy, who we did see earlier as well, for 1 point. Again, sometimes you just need a change of face in order to shake things up and get the ball back on your side. That slide right there, not going to work for Thornton, but again, McCarthy back in the lineup. Looks like the Tigers are 2-man passing with Nadia Kern and Watley. Splitting the full length of the court. It's going to be a great pass from Nadia Kern. Thornton mixing in a tip, but Oshkosh will keep that ball alive. And there you have it, a right side swing from the freshman, McWilliams will score. Tigers down by 2. Definitely needing to string a couple more, as Oshkosh was the first to the 20-point mark. But both teams looking strong.
Jenna Rodriguez back to serve for the Tigers. Good receive by Wolf. She'll take the swing, and a good dig by Nadia Kern. That one up for Watley. Doesn't get down, but the Tigers will be able to try again. This time, McWilliams. And the Titans are just going to have to hit that one over. Free ball for the Tigers. And McWilliams gets that one down. Great sequence from the Tigers as they hit that ball all the way up to the stairwell.
Yeah, great use of that free ball. We saw the Tigers struggling a little bit earlier today in regards to being able to put free balls and really utilizing them, putting the ball to the ground. But that was some great execution by McWilliams.
The attack. What a great dig by Rodriguez. And McWilliams tries to get another one, but the Titans are able to respond. Nadia Kern to McWilliams once again. Perlberg. And another down ball for the Titans. Herrera setting the middle. And the Titans keep that one alive. They will not go down without a fight. Watley now. A bit of a tip off the Titan block. And that one will be in the net. Point for the Tigers. We are tied up 20-20.
A definite point that these Tigers wanted to win that rally. Incredible defense by the Titans throughout that rally. Tigers were taking big swings, mixing in shots, and man, were they all over the floor to keep that ball alive. But with that last swing from Wolf, a great momentum shift for the Tigers, and there you have it. Another great point from McWilliams. That's going to push Oshkosh to call a timeout as they are now up by 1. Current score 21-20.
Yeah, a big block there. Thornton and McWilliams just denying Wolf, who I've seen in this invitational break through some pretty good blockers, but the Tigers, that block is just so imposing. They have so many good players up front who can just bash that ball down. And you see on the screen, hitting percentage for both teams could use a little improvement, but we've been seeing some good defensive volleyball nonetheless.
Yeah, a lot of blocks, and you mentioned defense. I mean, they didn't win that last point, but boy, was Fergine just flying all across the floor. Some great coverage because Trinity was putting up a great block. Unfortunate that that last swing by Wolf prior to the last point, was in the net, but man, are they really fighting throughout this match. Both teams fighting. As you can see it, the score is 21-20. It's pretty much going to be as long of a first set as you can take it. We'll see out of the timeout if the Tigers can run away to finish this one out, or if points will go back and forth, as we saw earlier today with a couple of sets. It's going to be Jenna Rodriguez going back to serve out of this timeout. But definitely some fun volleyball tonight.
Titans break their huddle. They're out to receive whatever Jenna Rodriguez serves at them. Perlberg gets targeted there. And another Tiger block, but the Titans keep it alive. Good covering there. Herrera over to Watley, pushing it over. Mao over to the middle. Can't put it down. McWilliams tries to tip it over. And another Titan attack, another tip. Herrera over to Watley. Watley, big swing, and that one will go out. So a point for the Tigers. What an incredible spike by Watley.
Yep, you saw Julie Jenkins, Maggie Linker, coaches on their feet, excited about winning that point. Great coverage, though, by the Titans throughout that rally. But definitely a point that was exceptional and really momentum shifting for the Tigers. There you have it. A little bit of a disconnect on the Titans side. That's going to lead the Tigers to the 23 mark. So definitely a comfortable lead, just 2 away from taking the set. Oshkosh really needing a side out here. With points going back and forth earlier, it'll be tough for them to string together. And there you have it. They took it.
Riley Kent from the middle, putting that one down. And now back to serve for Oshkosh. Izzy Kuhn once again.
Tigers struggling a little bit earlier with the passing, so we'll see here if we can get a solid pass for a quick side out. It's going to go to Watley on the outside, mixing in the shot. It's kept alive. A little bit of a scramble.
And a block by the Tigers. Wolf with the tip. Herrera covers. And McWilliams pushing it over. Wolf once again can't break through the Tiger block. Watley, big cross-court swing, but it is out. 23-22. And we are getting down to the wire here in set 1. But this is what we expected. Great volleyball by 2 teams that are very highly ranked.
Yeah, tough luck for Watley with that swing being out, but I like the aggressiveness of her truly swinging throughout that rally that was going back and forth. Oshkosh is not going down without a fight. They have tied things up at 23.
Tigers awaiting Izzy Kuhn once again, but timeout called. Coach Jenkins wanting to talk things over with the Tigers. 23-23. Likely chance that we're going to need a couple extra points to finish this first set. We're getting some exciting volleyball here in Calgary, aren't we?
Yeah, I mean, we mentioned it. Both of these teams are 3-0 based off of their performance in this tournament thus far. So this game here will dictate which team ends up with a loss on their record as they continue further through the season. We knew this was going to be the match of the tournament, but man, I was not expecting it to be this tight. 23-23, again, taking this first set as pretty much as far as it'll go. Both teams looking extremely confident despite losing that last point. Trinity does not look shooken up at all. But Oshkosh surely was excited with taking on that last one. Both teams are going to walk on to the court here shortly, and we will see. I think this next point might dictate who takes the set. Julie Jenkins doing her job as a coach to hopefully maybe put the ball in the Tigers' favor. Sometimes all you need is a little bit of a pause to put the pressure on further on that Oshkosh server, so we will see.
Tigers break their huddle. Izzy Kuhn still serving for the Titans. Get us out of this timeout. Good serve received by Watley. Herrera going over to McWilliams. Denied by the Titans. Wolf and Kent stopping the first year's attack. 24, game point for the Titans. Serve received by Kern. Watley off the block, and that'll be a point. We're going to need 26 to win this set. I'll send back Brett Thornton, the fifth year out of Rockwall, Texas. There goes her serve. Wolf with the receive. And Wolf off the block, a point for the Titans. So once again, game point. New face on for the Titans as Amelia Hust makes her way back onto the court. While Wolf will step off. Watley with the overhand receive. A bit errant though, so the Titans will take set one here in Calgary. 26-24. They will switch sides.
It's going to be the first in regards to a set one that the Tigers have lost in regards to this season. Obviously, we are pretty early in the season, but we will see if that impacts their play here in this second set. Overall, both teams playing pretty strong. We mentioned defense being truly incredible on both sides. Libero, Fergine really just all over the place. The Trinity block really making things difficult for Oshkosh throughout that set. As we mentioned, both teams, were exchanging points. So that first set really looked up for grabs for either team. We'll see in this second one if one of these teams kind of pulls away with stronger confidence and courage. But overall, this is going to be a battle.
Yeah, this will be a battle indeed. We'll take a short break on the Tiger Network as we allow for both teams to get ready for that second set. Stay tuned on the Tiger Network. Titans leading it 1-0. And we are back in CalGuard Gym. Coach Jenkins going to use the entirety of the time in between sets. But the Titans already back out on the court. They won set one 26-24, needed extra points to do so. We'll see if we get something similar here because these two teams very evenly matched as it showed in that first set. You see Coach Jenkins talking to her team. Whistle blown by the up judge. Tigers being forced to break the huddle now.
Yeah, you know, Tiger team not needing to change all that much in order to keep the pressure on this Titans squad. Just needing to clean up a few areas. We'll see if they do that here in set two. Hoping they get out to a lead here early because that'll definitely help them, especially since points were going back and forth throughout that entire first set.
Nadia Kern on the court now. And back to kick things off for Oshkosh, Amelia Husk. Will get us underway for set two. And Wally with the overhead receive again. Can't get it past Fergine. And Kent trying to slam it down the middle, but it just ends up in the net. First point goes to the Tigers.
Great lineup there by Thornton. Had that ball been over the tape, she was right there and ready. It's going to send Watley back to serve for the Tigers. Currently up by 1.
Good receive for the Titans. Set close to the net. And a Tiger block. Courtney Pope, who other than the 6'2" first year, along with Brett Thornton, so the first year and the 5th year working together to block that one.
Yeah, I mean, you saw it on that replay. Pope truly just gets up there. It is tough to get past her. That ball going just down the line. Might have just jinxed her there. But she is doing a great job of putting the pressure on, blocking in that defensive position. Trinity's still up by 1. And that's an ace for Kent.
Ace for Riley Kent. Grange thought that one was going out, but they hit that back line that the Tigers so desperately wanted to hit in that previous set. Amarino sending it over to Drange, and Drange gets that one down. Kent, I think the platform broke there because that swing was so strong.
Yeah, great job by Drange there. You saw her on that last serve receive, resulting in an ace, but bouncing right back, getting a kill for the Tigers. Another point on the board, and that's going to send Nadia Kern back to serve here. A nice low float. It's passed tight. Tigers are going to keep this ball in play. It's going to be Pope on the right side, off the block, and she'll score.
Yeah, big point by Pope there. And Pope not getting that much attention in set one. We'll see if they give her a bit more here in set two. She was a very big contributor in their last game against UT Dallas. Current serve gotten by Fergine. Nadia Kern, good dig there. Mercer Drange can't get that one down. Other side, Tammy Proberg, cross-court shot out. 5-3 in favor of Trinity as the freshman's cross-court shot just not taking the right angle, although that may have been a bit closer than people expected.
Yeah, great court awareness by Drange there. That ball was coming at her face fast, and she had either two options, to use her hands there or to bob out of the way. Bobbing out of the way did lead to a successful point for the Tigers. It's going to be a quick side out for Oshkosh, but Tigers, are still currently leading, hoping to get a quick side out to string together a few more points and run away with this second set.
Callie Mao with the serve. Kern sending it over to Drange. Dug by Fergine. Mao back set over to Hannah Moe. Hannah Moe able to get that one down off of the Tiger block. Now once again. Good serve receive by Watley. And Courtney Pope Can't get that one down. Over the Tiger block goes that shot. Drange trying with the tip, but that one just ends up in the net. We're tied 5-5.
Definitely a nice idea. Unfortunate execution there. Hope to see Drange here with a great pass. I thought she was going to get that ball back, but no, we are running our middles, and man, oh man, is Oshkosh there with some hustle with their defense. We're running Drange on the outside, a block, but Marissa Amarino is going to have some great coverage. Watley out of the back will just kind of roll one over. Oshkosh here is going to set their right side with another roll shot. Nadia Kern there to pick that up. Out of the middle again, Fate is there, but man, that block, Dahlquist right there to match her. It's going to be a point for Oshkosh, and they now will take the lead. Great defensive play by them. You saw all of their players hustling for that one ball that kind of flew towards the stands. And with that overpass, they'll get another quick point.
Yeah, no assistance needed there with that over being quickly put down. 5-7, Oshkosh leading by 2. And I'm sure Kylie Mao is enjoying her time behind the service line. That one high off the platform. Drange able to get that one down.
Yep, a nice off speed down the line. Either way, didn't matter. Oshkosh getting called in the net. It's going to lead to Trinity's double substitution. Herrera and McWilliams now on the court. Herrera back to serve.
The serve from Herrera on its way. Handled well by Oshkosh. Now sending Dahlquist, able to pinball that one off the Tiger. Oshkosh maintains their 2-point lead. And now Sammy Perlberg back to serve. And the pass by Drange. Kern trying to hit that one over, just did not get over the top of the net. So make that another point for Oshkosh.
Tigers will call a timeout. Oshkosh just up by 3, and usually, not too worried about a 3-point lead, but with how set one went, you definitely do not want to give either of these squads any more than a 2-point lead, because both of these teams are truly playing at a great high level. Oshkosh looking extremely confident. They do have a few more errors than the Tigers, but that being said, they also have a few more kills, aces as well. Tigers are going to need to clean up their passing so that they can get their middles running. Maybe that'll help them out. Either way, we'll see after this timeout how it shakes up.
And those hitting percentages still sub 100, but that's just because of the great defense. Blockers forcing outs, forcing errors.
Yeah, defensive specialist Libero's doing a great job just making miraculous digs. I don't know how else to describe it. These players are all over this floor today, or tonight, excuse me. You got Oshkosh stepping onto the court first. Tigers, as per usual, using all of the allocated time. We'll see if this timeout results in a string of points for the Tigers. Either way, that's going to be Perlberg back there to serve.
Tigers break the huddle, head back out onto the court. And Sammy Perlberg, the electric freshman from Oshkosh, will now serve it. Drange passing it over to Herrera. Watley puts that one down, but Mao able to dig that one. Watley just hits a down ball back to the Titans. And a block by the Tigers. Marissa Drange and Maddie Fate, they're together. And a big confidence booster for Drange for sure. Jenna Rodriguez in now to serve for the Tigers. She's got a killer serve. Wolf handles it well, though. Now, over to the middle, Dahlquist in between a couple Tigers. Another point for the Titans. Now Riley Dahlquist back to serve. Watley handles it well. She will take an attack, and that one spins off the net like a top. And Rodriguez gets that one down. Maybe a bit of hypnosis caused by that ball off the net.
What an insane play. You'll catch it on this replay. Good hustle there. And then Rodriguez just with a simple cut shot, but perfectly placed going cross court there.
And mark that down as an ace for Rodriguez, as that one could not be handled by that Titan defender. That was the freshman Perlberg. Or that was Maddie Fate. Maddie Fate.
The senior bringing us back to a tied score, 10-10. Doing a great job of putting up a strong presence at the net, but boy, is she contributing now behind the service line. Definitely the momentum shift that the Tigers needed here in this second set.
So pocket aces for Maddie Fate. Rodriguez with a good dig there. And the slam from McWilliams. It doesn't get down, but a block. Who other than Brett Thornton up front. Nothing happening for the Titans there. Trinity back in the lead now. And Maddie Fate still back serving. Now over to Wolf. Wolf gets blocked, and that one gets down. McWilliams and Thornton once again will force Oshkosh to call a timeout. Coach Ullman wants to talk things over with this team because, once again, the block by the Tigers just very, very strong.
Insane. What an incredible string of points. Oshkosh struggling to get the ball even back onto Trinity's side with a couple of aces from Maddie Fate, and then that block just keeping Oshkosh having to play defensively in regards to that coverage. Man, what an incredible bounce back really from that last timeout. Tigers now up by 2.
And Fate with some 2 clutch serves there.
Clutch.
2 aces in a row. And she'll be back serving after this timeout. Stats haven't changed that much since the last timeout, but the Tigers' hitting percentage has gone up just a little bit. Coach Jenkins talking to her team. You see her on screen now.
Yeah, at the beginning of the timeout, we saw a whole bunch of smiles for that Trinity roster as they huddled up. Maddie Fate again doing an incredible job, not only contributing at the net, but behind the service line. Hopefully she keeps that up as we tune back in from this timeout. An incredible first set, an incredible second set thus far. We saw Oshkosh with the lead, and now Trinity up by 2. Neither team backing down. And we'll see if Trinity can maintain the lead.
And Maddie Fate, like I said earlier, still serving for the Tigers. Trying to put up another good one. And we are officially out of the timeout now. And another good serve. Mao, the outside, the dive. Hannah Moe, good idea with the tip there. Oshkosh gets a point out of the timeout. There's nobody behind the block for the Tigers to cover that one.
Smart play by Oshkosh, targeting Maddie Fate. Middles aren't necessarily the best defensive specialist more often than not, so that was definitely a smart play by her. It's going to be returned by Watley, though, with the power, pushing that ball through the block. It's going to lead to their double substitution, and the dynamic duo, Marissa Amarino and Courtney Pope, are subbing back in, so we will see what they can do.
And Marissa Amarino back to serve. Oshkosh awaiting. Received well by Wolf. Down the middle, Kent can't get it down. And the Tigers will give a free ball over to the Titans. Other side, Kent once again. And that one will land as the dig cannot be set by anybody from the Trinity side.
Some great digs throughout that rally, but yeah, bummer that the Tigers were unable to get a second touch on that ball. Oshkosh is now only down by 1. So Tigers looking for a side out here to maintain their lead.
Big hit by Pope, and Pope will put that one down. Courtney Pope has a hammer for an arm. When she gets set, she is very, very likely to put one down.
Yeah, and that's a great option for the Tigers, her coming in front of the setter on a front quick. I want to say Courtney Pope was a middle prior, and she's now getting experience on this right side, so she does have experience hitting those middle shots. You saw Brett Thorne on the slide, and then Courtney Pope coming in with that success on the last point. That being said, last point going to Oshkosh. Trinity still up by 1, and points going back and forth.
The strike from Drange gets down. The transfer from the University of Idaho, making a big impact in her Tiger debut this weekend.
Yeah, she has gotten a boatload of attempts. I want to say she was the leader in regards to total attempts yesterday, and she probably still is with her performance today. That last serve sailing a little too long for Nadia Kern.
Unfortunate as well, because you want to have as big of a cushion as possible after you break that 20-point barrier. But for now, Callie Mao, the setter to serve. Watley handles it well. Amarino over to Drange. Oshkosh touches it up front. Down the middle, Dahlquist gets the best of Watley. So now we are tied 15-all. Now, once again, the junior from Kimberly, Wisconsin, will get an ace as the Tigers perhaps misjudged the trajectory on that one.
Yep, that last ball probably closer to being a pass that Watley should have taken. There you have it with this last serve. They're setting Pope, and she is getting through that block, but they will cover themselves off the block, down that line. Oshkosh will score. Oshkosh now in the lead. We are really just going back and forth regarding the momentum of this second set. Tigers needing a strong and solid pass so that Amarino can run all of her options and keep that block on their toes. Wiley and Drange guessing wrong on that last serve. That ball's in, and that is going to be a decent lead. And by decent, I mean only a few points in this matchup can be considered decent. Oshkosh going into the timeout leading 18-15.
Yeah, and that is the second serve that Drange and Watley have misjudged, just hitting inside the line. That's a rough one if you're trying to get the serve receive. But Oshkosh up by 3. Those hitting percentages continue to climb. Who knows, maybe we'll hit 200 this match sometime. But 10 errors compared to 15 errors for the Titans. But the Titans making use of their opportunities better than the Tigers right now.
Yeah, you mentioned it. Points going back and forth. Oshkosh just doing a tad bit more to keep them on top throughout this second set. Tigers are going to need to pass a little bit better and put away maybe some of the easy balls, overpasses, free balls and stuff. We're going to want to make sure that we utilize those opportunities. We'll see if the Tigers move to a two-man passing. Looks like they will with Watley and Nadia Kern.
And Callie Mao to serve once again. Watley has to go low to handle it. Free ball for the Titans. Mao to Perlberg. It gets it down off the block. 4-point lead for the Titans. And Mao once again will get to serve.
Probably going to see the Titans target this Watley Drange seam as they did. Watley with the pass going to Pope, a low set. Pope with some luck there, off the block. She'll score. Tigers now down by 3, leading to their double substitution. Tigers really needing to push here as Oshkosh is 1 away from the 20-point mark.
And Trinity Herrera back to serve for the Tigers. taking your time after the whistle. Overhead receive by the Titans. That'll be a point for the Tigers as that's a double. So 17-19 now as the Tigers try to claw their way out of this deficit. And once again, Herrera to serve. And a very good serve. Make that an ace for Trinity Herrera. 18-19 now. Oshkosh still leading, but the Tigers just one away from tying things up.
We mentioned it in set one, neither of these squads going down without a fight. A 3-point lead is not intimidating for either of them. Great opportunity for the Trinity Tigers as they gained a few more points. It's going to be a side out for Oshkosh, but the Tigers still within range of being able to take this second set, just needing a side out here potentially.
And Sammy Perlberg back to serve for Oshkosh. Received well by Watley. Strange, good strike, but Titans keep it alive. Wolf with the tip. Sent back to the Titan side. Wolf once again. Stronger shot. Handled by Kern. And Drange hits that one off a blocker. Titans able to keep that one alive. Hannah Moe sends that one up and out. So 19-20 now. Moe just trying to send that one over to the Trinity side. Hitting it a bit too hard though.
Yep, both teams staying aggressive. Maybe a little too aggressive with that last swing. It's going to be Jenna Rodriguez back to serve. Someone you don't mind having back there in this pressure situation. Herrera's going to set Watley on the outside, and she's going to try and turn that one down the line, but it's going to be a little too far down the line, being a little bit out. Great eye there by May, watching that ball go over her right shoulder.
Serve from Dahlquist. And a big slam from Fate. Can't get it down, but Kent can get her shot down. That one greening off of Nadia Kern. 19-22, Oshkosh ahead by 3. Dahlquist back to serve again. And the Tigers ready for Dahlquist. But Kern, that one goes off the platform. 23-19 in favor of the Titans as Dahlquist racks up another ace.
Yeah, an incredible serving performance from Oshkosh in this second set. They are keeping the pressure on throughout this entire set, forcing the Tigers to move to their two-man passing with Jenna Rodriguez and Nadia Kern. That will result in a little bit better of a pass from them. Watley with that outside swing.
The Wolf swing will get down. Game point for Oshkosh here in set 2. No more mistakes for the Tigers are allowed. And Dahlquist still behind that service line. And the Tigers nearly run into each other, but they get it over. Free ball for the Titans. And Kent, waterfall ball will end it here for set 2. Titans win it 25-19. And they look to be in control after they took the lead once again. And the Tigers find themselves in a situation they don't normally find themselves in, down 2 sets.
Yeah, this will definitely test the Tigers. Not usually at all in a position where they're kicking off a match down 2 sets, so they are really going to have to kick things into gear. You can see Julie Jenkins sending her squad outside the gym to regroup for a quick chat here. Kind of get their heads back in this match. That being said, both teams played rather well. You saw Trinity leading in that set. Oshkosh went leading in that set as well, but ultimately Trinity just not capitalizing when they did have the lead. Still a long game, 25-19. That's a long set.
And those service aces really coming to bite the Tigers in the end. A couple misjudged balls. Dahlquist getting a service ace of her own. It's been tough for the Tigers on the serve receive tonight.
Yep, we've mentioned it, and we will continue to mention it time and time again. Serving and receiving, passing. The name of the game. If you can't get a good pass up, you can't run your offense effectively, and that is something that the Tigers were struggling with at the end of that second set. So we'll see if Coach Jenkins changes things up. Maybe she'll throw some other individuals into the match for the assist in regards to passing, or maybe this regroup outside the gym will allow the Tigers to just bounce back and reflect their true selves.
Tigers definitely needing to bounce back. But for right now, we will take a quick 1-minute break as we wait for the Tigers and Titans to get back onto the court. Stay tuned on the Tiger Network. Trinity filing back into the gym out from the hallway. Titans on the court. They're ready for set number 3. Tigers in a position they don't find themselves in often, especially not on their home court. Down 2-0.
Yeah, we're seeing a switch of libero. It's going to be Jenna Rodriguez in the libero jersey for this set. Nadia Kern is in the front row. Not that often do you see a player switch out of the libero jersey and play front row. So we'll see how this first rotation goes.
It'll be interesting to see as Rodriguez enters the court. Marissa Amarino will kick things off for set 3. Oshkosh ready to receive. There's the whistle. And there's the serve from Amarino. And the serve receive close. That one is gonna be blocked, but out of bounds. So tough luck for the Tigers there, as that looked to be a very good block.
Yeah, definitely not a bad start for the Tigers. It was a point that went to Oshkosh, but the block was right there, lined up where they needed to be.
Quick set to Pope, but the Titans keep it alive. Dahlquist, waterfall ball for her. Oshkosh up 2-0 now as they are just rolling, continuing to keep that momentum as Riley Kent goes back to serve. Long rainbow serve gets an over. Make that an ace for Kent, as the serve receive has been very brutal for the Tigers tonight.
Yep, Tigers needing a side out here. Even a 3-point lead is pretty significant in this match. Ball's going to Pope on a slide, and that'll be the side out that the Tigers needed.
And when ending up in the stands, see a couple fans jump. And Nadia Kern no longer in that libero jersey. She will serve this one up for Oshkosh. Oshkosh receives it well. Perlberg, long swing, and that one is out. Trinity down by 1 now.
Good eye there by Nadia Kern. And yeah, you mentioned it. Nadia Kern was the libero in set 1 and set 2. Switched out of that jersey for Jenna Rodriguez. And then we saw her actually playing front row, something you do not see often. It'll be interesting to see if someone subs in for her when she goes back front row. Maybe they were just having her play front row for that one rotation to save a potential sub, considering these matches are going so long.
Swing from Pope. Doesn't get down. Dahlquist down the middle. Point for Oshkosh. They keep their 2-point gap on the Tigers. Back to serve now. Callie Mao. Callie Mao with 2 asterisks next to her name. Interesting thing on the roster, they mark a thing called varsity letters, which is awards that the university gives out for great sporting performances. And a great sporting performance there, as off the block, Oshkosh gets another point. And you can earn multiple of those in your career, and there's plenty on the roster with 2 of them. And they may get a third if things keep going well this season. Off the top of the net was that serve. Watley hit a down ball. Mao over to Dahlquist. Tigers get a 1-touch, and the tip by Pope goes out. So another point for Oshkosh. They're up by 4 now. As it looks like Oshkosh right now in this 3rd set, getting better of the Tigers. Good receive by Rodriguez. Watley gets blocked. Dahlquist and Hannah Moe reject Watley there.
Tigers taking a little bit more time to regroup, hoping for a side out here, a strong pass, and then being able to run their successful offense. They have a lot of great options here. Watley, Fate, and Pope all front row right now. They're going to push this one out to Watley. A great option and a great set from Amarina, really switching things up, pushing that one quick out to Watley, leading to her having a one-on-one opportunity. Great job by Amarino, and that's going to send now libero Jenna Rodriguez back to serve.
Good receive by the Titans. Proberg off the blocker. And another point for Oshkosh, as the Titans have been tooling plenty of shots off the block.
They are playing super clean, probably something really frustrating for the Tigers squad because they're not necessarily playing bad, but Oshkosh is just doing everything right here in this 3rd set. But that being said, you got freshman Pope coming out swinging and putting points on the board, leading to their double substitution. Trinity Herrera and McWilliams subbing in.
And Herrera back to serve. Whistle is blown. And Herrera serve long, but it does get in. So misjudgment by the Titans leaves it for a no-touch ace by Trinity Herrera.
That back foot of the court, it's going to be clutch for them this season if they can continue to hit that shot in regards to their serving. Trinity Herrera with another opportunity. Easily passed, and then you got an off-speed. Herrera with the dig. Jenna Rodriguez will put this up for Watley. She'll swing high off the block, dug by...
That one gets blocked by the Tigers. Titans keep it alive. Herrera setting it for Thornton. Gets it down. So Tigers clawing their way back, only down by 2 now.
A great opportunity for Thornton there. You know, a hectic play, a lot of Titans on the floor throughout that rally. She saw the opportunity with some of those defensive players maybe working their way back to their original defensive position, but then throwing in a tip and forcing them to switch directions, resulting in great execution by her. You got that one-on-one block is not going to be successful. Tigers needing to do a little bit better job cleaning up their defense in regards to digs so that they can run their offense. Don't need any more of these overpasses. It's going to lead to an Oshkosh point, and they will maintain their 3-point lead.
Riley Dahlquist with the serve, handled by Nadia Kern. Watley slams it, but misses that back line just barely. Tigers have been aiming for it all night long, but it has seldom worked tonight.
Yep, Watley looking for a touch on that block when she looked at the up rep there, but that call will stand for Oshkosh. Watley with the pass. McWilliams calling for a touch on that swing as it appeared to be sailing long, but she'll get it, and that'll send Watley back to serve.
Watley had a great performance serving in the game against UT Dallas. Looking to continue with another great serving performance. Good serve there, very close to the net. Oshkosh has to tip it over. Herrera over to Drange. And that one's handled by Fergine. Hannah Moe, good shot there. But that'll be a point for Oshkosh.
Yep, and as expected, Drange subbed in for Nadia Kern, so we will not see Nadia Kern, a defensive specialist, normally play across the front here. She is just going to be playing back row for the 0-2 position. And she was just playing front row for that one rotation so that the Tigers could save a sub. McWilliams with a great swing. And that'll be a point for the Tigers.
8-11 now. With Brett Thornton back to serve for the Tigers. They're down by 3. We've seen the Tigers come back from 3-point deficits before, but against a quality team like Oshkosh, that is all the more difficult. And a touch off the block, a point for Oshkosh. And Amelia Husk back to serve again. Tigers having trouble gaining ground. Herrera goes to McWilliams. McWilliams gets dug. Rodriguez with the set. And Drange.
Both coaches not happy with that up-ref mistake. The blow of the whistle, he was going to call 4 touches on Oshkosh, but that ball going over was not 4 touches, and it would have been a free ball opportunity for the Tigers.
Big slam by Drange, gets dug somehow, and another point for Oshkosh. And an unfortunate series of events there for the Tigers. But Husk will serve it once again. Herrera setting Fate, and Fate knocks that one off of a Titan. 9-13 now, as Marissa Amarino and Courtney Pope will head back onto the court for the Tigers. Amarino will be back to serve once again. The serve from Amarino, a good one. And a big swing blocked by the Tigers. And another one, and that ball, man, that ball took a very high trajectory into the stands.
Oshkosh coming out in set 3 with some heat. They are packing behind these swings, not backing down, staying aggressive in order to maintain this lead. That pass from Jenna Rodriguez. Drange keeping this ball alive as we saw an overpass out of the back row. Watley, and that ball will be a little too long. Seeing a little bit of frustration from Watley in regards to her reaction after that miss.
Back for the Titans, number 11, Riley Kent. The senior middle blocker having a good day for herself.
Yeah, we're going to see a substitution again after that miss from Watley. Cassidy McLean subbing in, a sophomore who we normally see subbing in to play defensive specialist and serve here and there.
And the Tigers scrambling to try and get that one, but another point for Oshkosh as they are starting to lay on the pain now. Riley Kent back to serve again. Tigers down by a touchdown and an extra point heading into this timeout. They are down by quite a bit.
Yeah, it's definitely a deficit that the Tigers can bounce back from, but they are going to want to do so right out of this timeout because Oshkosh is looking strong. Man, they are playing a clean set, and it is making for a frustrating one for the Tigers. Really consistent back there in regards to their serving, and aside from that, they are not letting any ball really hit the floor. Tigers are going to need to be a little bit more consistent with their service use so that they can mix up their shots, get their middles back into this set to kind of pack on some heat. You saw some good swings from Maddie Fate and Thornton here or there, but we're going to need to get the ball to them a little bit more if we want to take on this third set against Oshkosh.
And Oshkosh, as this game has gone on, as this invitational has gone on, has been playing better and better and better. And now that they're 3-0 with all the momentum in the world in this third set, it's going to be quite the challenge for the Tigers to overcome. But they need to show resilience because it ain't over till it's over. And now that the Tigers are breaking the huddle, they'll first have to deal with a very good server in Riley Kent.
Yep, it ain't over until it's over. This Tiger squad has a lot of confidence, so don't put it past them to come back from this deficit.
Big swing, gets it dug. And Rodriguez hitting that one up for Drange. Blocked back to her. 9-17 now. Tigers have yet to reach double digits. And Kent continuing her time back behind the service line. Big serve. Amarino running to get that one. Drange gets blocked. And no Tigers on the other side of the court to cover that one. So the Titans have doubled up on the Tigers.
Yeah, tough luck for Drange with those past couple of swings. They're needing to swing a little bit higher. We're going to sub Nadia Kern back into the match again. Someone you saw in the libero jersey these past couple of sets. But you'll see her now on the outside. We'll see if she gets any attempts out there on that outside pin. A little bit of a delay there as we mark that substitution. It's going to be a pass for Cassidy McLean. Out of the middle, Maddie Fate, just what we needed. Like I said, we got to get these middles back into the match. We are still down by a significant amount.
Yeah, big swing there by Fate. And Nadia Kern back to serve now. They're going to need to be very efficient on the service line.
Yep, and with that last substitution, not Watley subbing back in, but McCarthy, the freshman, who we've seen here and there throughout the tournament. She has been able to execute when she does get the chance. You'll see her on the outside.
And back to Callie Mao serving. Handled by Rodriguez. Back set to Pope. And a big, big block by Oshkosh as they break 20 points now. And a timeout by Julie Jenkins as things are looking very, very bleak for the Tigers now. Doubled up 10-20. Oshkosh is 5 points away from sealing the deal.
A crazy presence. Oshkosh at the net. You saw they blocked Drange a couple of times. Now they're blocking Pope. And Pope, we mentioned, she's a big player who's normally able to hit over a block more or less with that 6'2" height. So great job by the Titans keeping on the pressure. You mentioned it, they're up by 10. This is going to be one hefty load if the Tigers are going to come back from this deficit. Julie Jenkins given some very specific and direct communication, looks like, at least through this video. Tigers not necessarily looking down. But again, you got McCarthy, a freshman out there. Maybe she is the face that we need to bounce back from this 10-point deficit. Maybe she'll go crazy out there on the outside. So we'll see. Tigers needing a nice, strong pass. But with May behind the service line, we'll see.
Tigers break the huddle. Tigers need to go on a run that is better than 15-5 in order to win this one. And that one, side out. So Tigers get the ball and a free point along with it. And Jenna Rodriguez, who's gotten a service ace in this game, now serving for the Tigers. Good serve there, almost an over. A little bit of a mini joust at the net. Titans keep it alive. Amarino setting the middle. Thornton gets dug. And Mo getting dug as well. And the big cross shot from the freshman is out of bounds. Lauren McCarthy. It was strong, but it was not accurate. 11-21 now as Sammy Perlberg.
Yeah, nice to see her staying aggressive despite coming in late in this set with there being a deficit here for the Tigers. Nadia Kern with this pass. Pass is going to be a little shaky, and Amarino is not going to be able to get to it. Julie Jenkins looking at her roster. She's going to sub Watley back in.
And this is a Tiger team missing a very key important player, Mackenzie Logan. Missing that presence on the court. Sammy Perlberg, another serve. Watley, big slam. And that one sent back over the net. And a point for the Tigers. Still need to make up a 10-point deficit.
Yep, captain back on the floor. Reagan Watley, glad to see her step back in and execute to perfection there. You did mention Mackenzie Logan. We have not seen her. Someone we did see in the scrimmage last weekend. The player that we normally see in the 0-2 position, but we have not seen her yet. Perhaps she's sick, not feeling well. Maybe has a bit of an injury, not quite sure, but hope to see her definitely next weekend.
And a one-touch by the Tigers. Watley sends that one down back to the Titans. Mo with the tip, but not a good enough angle to get it over the net, so a 13-22 now. And Trinity Herrera to serve it now. Good serve receive. Mao over to Wolf. And a great dig by Nadia Kern. And Watley tools that one off the block. 14-22.
Incredible dig, incredible set by Herrera. It is often challenging when you get a dig that is that high for the ball to come out of your hands clean. And boy, did she put a great opportunity for Watley to tool off that block.
Next serve. And that one off of her hands. Tigers free ball for the Titans. Now over to Dahlquist, gets blocked by the Tigers. That one very close to the net, just pushed down by Watley. So another point for the Tigers, 15-22 now.
Great job by Watley there, playing smart just with that swipe, keeping the ball on the Oshkosh side and staying out of the net, more importantly, with those tight balls.
Herrera once again. Another good serve. Wolf with the tip. Herrera there to cover. The set by Rodriguez. The swing from McWilliams gets dug. Wolf blocked by the Tigers, but it goes back to their side. Now Titans will try and reload for another attack. That one's still alive. Free ball for the Titans. Mao sending to the other side to Mo, gets blocked. Now to Dahlquist, it gets blocked.
Tough luck.
A point for Oshkosh as that block ended up out of bounds. So point for the Titans.
Great defense on both sides. You saw Nadia Kern truly contributing back there with some incredible digs in that Trinity block right where there needed to be, but some tough luck as the Titans tooled. You got Nadia Kern out of the back row. Nice aggressive swing. It's going to result in a free ball for the Tigers. We'll see how they use it. Brett Thornton out of the middle is blocked, but coverage by Rodriguez is there. Tight ball, Thornton there, and she'll put that ball down.
16-23 now. Tigers down by 7. And Watley is going to be subbed off in favor of Cassidy McLean. the sophomore out of the Woodlands, Texas. Coming in for the sophomore out of the Woodlands, Texas.
Yeah, and we're going to see, oddly enough, Nadia Kern is going to be in the front row. Might be low on substitutions here.
That one over and a point for Oshkosh. Match point as they are at 24. And a couple of substitutions for the Titans as Olivia Breinig, along with Izzy Kuhn, who is back to serve on your screen. That one is out. That was a very close one.
Great court awareness there by Jenna Rodriguez, or maybe she was guessing. Either way, great court awareness. And then you got Brett Thornton back there to serve.
No mistakes for the Tigers now. Quick set, and that one is blocked by the Tigers. Can't break through the Tiger block. Herrera over to Kern, who hits it back to the Titans. Wolf gets blocked. That one is down. 18-24 now. Another good block from the Tigers. That one, McWilliams.
Great celebration there by the Tigers and a great swing by Nadia Kern. I mean, you don't normally see, again, defensive specialists getting opportunities to swing, but she had that shot that did go to that deep corner. Tough luck for the Tigers. That will be their first loss, but man, a great performance by Oshkosh.
Fantastic performance by Oshkosh as they were just rolling after that first set. Really, that first set, winning it in extra points, really gave them all the momentum in the match.
Yeah, I mean, these teams were going back and forth throughout this entire match, more or less. They just got a few strings of points that really put them to the end here in this third. Both teams playing pretty well, pretty consistent, staying aggressive, but man, Oshkosh defensively went crazy. They were not letting any balls drop. It's almost as if they were just had a little bit of magic dust on them because they were right where the Tigers were swinging more often than not with these aggressive swings. So great performance by them. They will come out of this weekend's tournament 4-0. Tigers taking their first loss, ending with a 3-1 record. Not too bad, but we look forward to seeing their performance next weekend.
We certainly do. Next weekend, off to
Claremont.
that East-West battle. Cal Lutheran, Tufts, Claremont Mudscripts. Certainly does not get any easier past this game for the Tigers, as we seem to get a Claremont Mudscripts game in the regular season every year now.
Every year. Yep, it's that matchup that I think both teams really look forward to. It's one that'll be some more great competition for this Tigers squad. Hope to see Mackenzie Logan healed or healthy, whichever one it might be, and back in the match. But overall, a great opening weekend for both squads.
And UW-Oshkosh will head over to Plymouth to play St. Norbert and Lakeland University on Wednesday. And the WIAC only having 7 conference games. You play everybody once. They have a tough schedule as well. 12 out of their 33 games scheduled are against ranked teams or teams receiving votes in that preseason poll. So they certainly challenge themselves, and they overcome hurdle number 1 in Trinity. But thank you for joining the Tiger Network tonight. I've been Reed Rosales along with Jade Schoenberger. And good night for now, and we'll see you back in 2 weeks when the Tigers are back home for another invitational. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you to everyone in the control room for working tonight. Not possible without any of them. But thanks for joining us, and have a good night.